Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about three very important techniques of practicing English speaking. These are very easy, very common, and these are very interesting activities. You can do these activities while you are watching a movie, while you are watching a play or a sports or a series or anything, whatever you are watching, you can do it simultaneously. You will enjoy these techniques. These are very simple, very basic, very easy to use. It's just that I'm going to tell you the rules and describe what the activities are about and how you can perform these activities, right? And how it will help you in improving your English speaking. This also I'm going to tell you at the end of each activity. Okay, so let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm a communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. Well guys, if you're here to learn English, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos as much as possible, and do write your comments in the comment section. Well, coming back to today's topic, I'm going to tell you three similar techniques. You can pick any one which suits you or which you are interested in or which you enjoy doing. So for that you have to practice all the three techniques first, and then you can just come up with which one you want to do. Okay, the first technique which I'm going to talk about is shadowing. We all know, right? We all have heard, have watched a number of YouTube videos, and a lot of people tell this, like, start using shadowing technique. So what is this shadowing technique? It's just that when you're watching a movie, when you're watching a play, or you're watching something, whatever, the other person is speaking, a podcast for that matter, if you're watching that, so it's just that what the person is saying, you have to repeat after that person. Right, not in the first go, probably first time you can pause, hear the speech, pause, repeat it in your own words, again listen to it, try to match the intonation, the pronunciation and the way it is spoken, the sentence, and probably the third time you can start speaking with the person. So this is called shadowing. Like what I am talking here, you can just repeat after me. You can repeat my sentence after listening to me, and then once you understand what I'm saying, you can just start the video and you can repeat after me what I'm saying. Okay, so I hope you have understood what it is about, right? So what you have to do is, whatever I'm saying, pause my video, listen to one sentence, pause my video, repeat that sentence, again start my video, listen to me again and try speaking with me. Okay, probably third time or fourth time you will be able to catch with me. As in when I'm saying, you have to repeat at that moment. Whatever I'm saying, you have to repeat after me immediately or simultaneously. Right? So it takes a little practice, probably 2-3 times you have to hear the video, and then you will be able to speak that sentence along with me. I hope you're getting my point, right? I'm trying to say, mean by saying simultaneously or along with me. That is what shadowing is about. Whatever the other person is saying, you have to say with them. You have to speak with them. Okay, it is not like, when you hear and you start speaking, it takes time. You have to listen to the speech first. You have to understand how the things are pronounced, how the words are pronounced, how the intonation is, how the sentences are spoken, right? And then probably 2-3 times you can practice, and then fourth time or fifth time you can speak with the person simultaneously, or you can speak along with the person, right? So this is what shadowing is about. Now, what you can do is how you can practice shadowing. The first example which I have given is my video. Like what I am talking, you can listen to me, you can pause my video, you can hear my sentences, and you can repeat after me. One way you can do practice shadowing. Second one is when you're watching a movie, when you're watching a play or a series or a sports commentary or anything for that matter, a podcast for that matter, a news for that matter, whatever you're watching, what you can do is take out 2 minutes of yours or 1 minute of yours and start practicing shadowing with them. What the commentator is saying, you can just repeat after that person, right? Or speak along with that person. Speak after that person first, and then in 2-3 attempts you'll be able to speak along with that person. Same case is with news, with movies, with series, or whatever you are watching, podcast. So you can do that. Now, how it will help you or why you are supposed to do this? First benefit of doing or practicing shadowing is you'll be able to understand how to speak a particular sentence. Right? When you hear something, when I'm speaking, you know what I mean. You got the idea. You got the idea, you know what I'm speaking, and then when you speak along with me with the same tone, intonation is a tone, right? With the same tone, with the same pronunciation, with the same pitch, right? So you know how to speak that sentence. So that is the first thing. The expression, basically, you know how to express through that sentence, and pronunciation and sentence construction and the tone. So everything you know, and probably the body language also you can copy. Okay, so that is the advantage of doing shadowing. It will help you to be familiar with the language, to be familiar with speaking the language, and you'll be able to understand how English speakers speak, right? Because when in the beginning we start learning to speak English, it's very difficult for us to get an accent. Accent doesn't mean an American or British accent. It's like an English accent basically, right? How English is spoken. You can't speak English in a Hindi accent, right? So there are different tones for a Hindi accent and an English accent. You understand the difference, please? Okay, so the way you speak Hindi, you cannot speak in the same way in English. So there's a difference. That is what shadowing helps you to understand, that difference, and you'll be able to speak English in a better accent. Okay, so this is one thing. Second one is imitation or imitating or imitation. Now what is this? This is also very similar to shadowing. Imitation is something which is like when you're watching any show or any, a talk show if you're watching, or you're watching any podcast, or you're watching any movie and you like something about that, movie or the podcast or the talk show or anything for that matter which you're listening to. What you can do is you can start imitating. Okay, if somebody has been asked a question, how do you deal with a negative situation? For example, if this question is asked to somebody and somebody replies about it. Okay, so what you can do is you can take this question and you can sit and pretend that you are asking a question and then you answer that question. Ask the question first, how do you deal with a negative situation? And then you come up with the answer, right? You can copy that person, what the person has answered about it, right? You can copy that person, or you can come up with something in your own words. If you have some information, if you have some good, better ideas, you can speak about it. Or the best way, if you're a starter, is you can just listen to the person and start speaking, right? Just copy that person, imitate that person. Same way, if you like some dialogue in a movie, start repeating that dialogue. We do this, right? A lot of Hindi movies, when we love something, we like something about the actor's dialogue or the villain's dialogue or the heroine's dialogue, what we do is we repeat that, right? Same goes here. When you're watching an English movie, if you like something or if you don't like also, just for doing the practice or getting into the practice, you repeat that sentence. 2-3 sentences, you can note it down and then try practicing it, repeating that sentence. This will also help you in understanding things better and getting into the practice of having a conversation. So imitation, if somebody's asked a question and that somebody's answering the question, if in a particular situation the actor has spoken a dialogue, or in a particular situation the villain has spoken a dialogue, you remember that situation, right? So whenever that kind of a situation comes, you can speak on those lines, right? So that is why you are practicing. You are imitating the dialogues and imitating that scene, right? You're imitating that scene so that, if tomorrow if you get a chance of speaking about it or speaking in that about that situation, you'll be able to speak about it, right? So that is why when you do imitation, you just analyze what the situation is, why the villain or the actor or the person is delivering such a dialogue, or if you are watching a podcast or if you're watching a talk show, so why this person has been asked this question, what the person is replying, and what counter questions has been asked, and what the replies are. So you understand whole situation and then try to enact that situation. So first you can copy that person. There's no wrong in doing that. So you can copy that person, but then later on what you can do is you can start coming up with your own ideas and start speaking in your own words. That will help you more. Okay, just to copy the other person is to get you into the practice. It will help you to get into the habit of speaking and having a conversation in the way they are having a conversation in the movie or in the podcast or in the talk show, right? So first you copy that and then you can come up with your own ideas and start speaking about it. Okay, so that is the best way of practicing English speaking. It will help you to speak about a situation or speak in a situation. The third one is role plays. Now, I think among the three techniques, I love role plays a lot. This has helped me a lot, guys. Trust me on this. It has helped me a lot. What I used to do is, I used to copy my teacher. Yes, I used to copy my teacher. I used to come back home. I used to take a chalk and a blackboard and I used to write on the blackboard and pretend as if I am teaching somebody or I am teaching a student or a group of students. So I started pretending and I created a imaginary classroom of my own and I started teaching those imaginary students. So this way I have improved a lot in my English and I'll suggest you also to do this. So role plays are very important. So first you can become a teacher, try to teach your imaginary students, try to come up with an imaginary classroom and teach students there. Or what you can do is, any character you like in the movie, in the serial you are watching, on the series you are watching on Netflix or Amazon, anywhere, whatever you like about a character, take that character, pretend to be that character and start delivering the dialogues. Whichever actor you love, adore more, you like, you can start role playing that character. Yeah, so you can role play that character. There are n number of characters you can start doing role play about. You can become a doctor, a scientist, an actor, a salesman, a receptionist, etc., etc. Whatever interests you more, whatever character you like, you can just get into the shoes of the character and start playing that character and start acting like that character. You don't need much information or you don't need to be very accurate or exact in that. It's just that you can just start, you can use your imagination in creating a character and its dialogues or a conversation. Okay, you can be a doctor and you pretend that you're talking to your patient. Or you can be a patient and pretend that you're talking to a doctor. You can be a receptionist and pretend that you're talking to the customers or the clients which has come, right? Or you can be a client and you're going to a receptionist to talk about your hotel booking, your restaurant booking or your hotel booking or anything of such sort. So just try to get into the shoes of any character and start enacting that. Okay. Come up with your imagination, sharpen your imagination, come up with dialogues, come up with your creativity. Start being creative. You can write down those ideas on what lines you are going to speak. You can write the dialogues also and then you can speak, right? So this way what will happen is it will get you into that role and you know what you have to talk about in that role or in that situation. Suppose if you're a doctor and you're talking to your patient, or if you're a patient and you're talking to a doctor, so when tomorrow you want to go and meet a doctor, you have a doctor's appointment and you have to meet the doctor for a checkup, it will be easier for you to deliver the dialogues or to have a conversation, a better conversation, right? Because you have enacted that. Okay, so you have to take real life situations, real life characters, so that it will help you in future when you go and meet that person or you do that activity. That is the only motive of coming up with a role play. Take up real life characters and start having real life conversations. The day-to-day conversations we have with people. Start coming up with those conversations. Write it down. Prepare a script. There's no harm in preparing a script, right? Prepare a short script and then start acting about it, enacting it, right? So this will help you in real life situation as well. So this is how you can practice your English speaking. These are just 5 minutes exercises, guys, not more than that. Trust me on this. You can make it as long as possible, whatever you are comfortable with, that is absolutely fine. The more you practice, the better you get. That is the whole point. But if you don't have time, at least practice it for 5 minutes every single day. Use these techniques and stack it with your habit. You're watching something, you are doing something, just club it with your habit and start performing. You don't have to take out specific time for this. Stack this activity or technique with your habit. I've already discussed about habit stacking in my previous video. Go check it out, guys. And there are lots of other videos on 10 minutes activities, 5 minutes activities. Go check it out and start practicing. See you until next time. Bye-bye.